Hello. Hey friends, Svava Brooks here. How are we doing today? If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out. Yes, my name is Svava Brooks. I am abuse survivor coach. Hey friends, and I love to hang out here online on Periscope and YouTube, supporting my fellow survivor thrivers on the journey to restoration. I do believe that we all come fully equipped with all the things that we need to heal and restore. Some of it, right, is hard, painful struggle. Things may have happened in the past, but here we are today, restoring our lives, taking our power back, right? So in this community, we talk about what we can do. And as we work through our book, my book, One Day, One Page at a Time, we focus on right today and moving forward, and we'll address the past as it may show up in the conversation today. Hey, Wanda. Hey, friend. Let me just tell my Periscope friends, thank you so much for, hey, Chrisanne, thank you on Periscope for watching. I'm sorry to say I'm in broadcast mode only on Periscope right now because I also have YouTube live going and I cannot manage 2 chat streams at the same time. So if you want to join the chat conversation, please come on over to YouTube and you can do a search for my book or my name and you will find us. So feel free to join us anytime. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays if I'm not traveling, right, friends? And Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you for being here. How are we doing today, my friends? It's been a week since last time. I had a conference to go to here in Oregon. I'm coming to you from Portland, Oregon. I had a conference to go to last week. And so as much as I'd like to sometimes to be in 2 places, split myself up in 2, couldn't be in 2 places at once. So hey, Rob. Hey, Chris Ann. Hey, Wanda. How are you guys doing? How was the weekend? I hope you guys did something fun. It feels like summer is finally here in Portland, Oregon. For a while, it was like rain one day, sun, maybe not sun. It was very like June gloom, right? So now that we're in June, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So, but I had a lovely, restful weekend. I got to play a little bit. And this morning, I'm super excited to share this with you guys. This morning, I was doing a Darkness to Light, Stewards of Children, Child Sexual Prevention Education. I wear a few hats, and one of my favorite things to do is to educate adults about how to keep kids safe. And those of you who know me may know the answer to this, but guess who was my co-facilitator today? I had a partner today. Can you guys guess? Maybe you saw, no, did we take a picture? Yes, Wanda. My oldest daughter was with me today. We were co-facilitating. This was one of those moments, right? I've been a facilitator for Darkness to Light for 14 years more. Well, I started before they had stewards up, but I've been educating adults about keeping kids safe from child sexual abuse for about 15 years. And so she recently became a facilitator, and today she joined me and we facilitated our first group together. It was great. It was a small group. It was a private organization. Thank you, Rob. Yes, it was a private organization here in Portland. So it was small group. And I'm like, hey, Lisa, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get your feet in, right? So it was great. This mom was so proud. Yes, very proud. So I have another powerhouse person. Yes, exactly. who is here to do her part to keep the world educated. Exactly. So anyways, so that was our special celebration today. So I know a couple of our friends are missing today. I did catch up with one of our UK friends who just, her congestion is lingering a little bit, but she sent her love. Maybe she's watching, I don't know, but I gave her permission to go to bed and get some rest. So, and a few other people, right? Anybody who is part of the tribe, we are so glad that you're here, glad you're part of our group. And so, yes, if you're also new and watching, please say hello. Please chime in here so we can welcome you. We want to celebrate you and welcome you to our community. We've had a couple people join us in the last 24 hours. I don't know if you guys just added a new person, and then Meryl joined us yesterday. So if you're watching, please say hello. I know it can feel a little big step in the beginning, but we don't bite, right, friends? We go easy on our new members, don't we? You guys need to back me up here, okay? Can't leave me hanging. So, but for anybody else who is joining the conversation, we are working. That's right. This is a select group, but we do not bite. Thanks, Rob. Thank you. We are working our way through my book. This is a 365-day guide. One day, one page at a time. So I'm going to share with you guys the topic of the day that I've already posted in our closed Facebook group. And then our group members have given me permission to share their journal entry. So yes, this is a select group, says Rob. And Wanda shares, only the 8th Tuesday of the month do we bite. Okay. Exactly. Come and join us. Thank you, Chris Ann. Thank you for giving me permission to share. I need to go in and refresh the group since I had seen, I knew it was, and I also know it's summer, so we are busy. I don't see your comment, Chris Ann. Did you just post it, my friend? I'll try to refresh again in a minute. But thank you for giving me permission to share. And also, if you're here and you'd like to comment on what we are talking about, please jump in, please share. So the topic today that we're going to talk about, and I do remember from last year, this is our second year doing this, that a few of these pages were, they felt like the deep end of the pool. I just wouldn't get within buying distance just to be safe. You're funny, Rob. You are funny, my friend. So, but today we are talking about the body. So, and right, body and our mind, there's lots of moving parts, right, that work here together. I get it, Rob, right? The biting, yes. Don't get too close. Well, and isn't it interesting? I'm making fun of that, right? But I always, oh, you posted on yesterday's. Okay, got it. Kristen, thank you. I was like, wait a minute. Am I missing something? So, but of course, Kristen would love to hear if you're sharing today. So feel free. But what I was thinking, we're making light of, yes, right, Wanda? That's exactly what's powerful. You are getting to compare your journal entry, what you wrote, right? As you write out for today, the answers, your reflection on where you are in your healing journey. And then you get to look back onto last year's and to see, you know, what has shifted, what inside, what is new and different in your world. So beautiful, Wanda. And I just so appreciated your comment today too in our group. And I don't know if it was today or yesterday. I think it was today. I saw you comment on, you know, the transformation. that you are feeling in your life right now. Sweet, sweet one, that you've been working so hard at this. So I hear you, I see you, and I celebrate you. I celebrate. And I'm leaning in to say, I told you so. I told you you could do this. I told you. So, but what I was just about to say here is like, yeah, we're making fun about the biting, right? That we don't bite, but it's interesting. Reflecting, you guys know I've been married 25 years, happily married to, this amazing human being. I wouldn't be here without David's love and support. And I often felt I didn't bite him, okay? But like it was 15 years, I say 12 to 15 years into our marriage when I realized that, right, that I was being really hard on him, wanting him to change, or there wasn't something he was doing right, because, right, I just kept projecting him being the problem. And then it dawned on me one day that, oh, wait a minute, right? It's like that biting thing, right? If you come too close, the claws will come out, right? When we've been hurt by someone, by the people closest to us, right? We kind of, without realizing it even, are going after the people that are trying to give us love, that are trying to support us. So it was one of those aha moments where I'm like, wait a minute, why am I making it so hard? Why am I focusing so much on him? Like, how his problems were circling in my head, he this, he that, right? And then I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't I be focusing more on me, on what's going on inside of me, my feelings and my thoughts, my beliefs, right? Instead of I was just defense, like blocking the love or pushing back or rejecting. So yes, we do not bite. Hey, Sharon, welcome, friend. But I think we're starting to identify sometimes when these claws come out, just that knee-jerk automatic response, even from our biology, your body, right, is hardwired to protect you. And when that's been our training, our nervous system just goes into that automatically. We don't always catch ourselves until the claws are out. It's like, oops, wait a minute. I didn't mean to be so harsh or be so aggressive or feel the need to protect myself with this force, right? So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today, right? Your body feels resistance, right? Resistance even to some of the things that are healthy, even some of the things that we want or we think we want into our lives. We want, friendships and intimacy and closeness, but we have to open up to it, right? To open to the possibility that we can have that. So your body may resist the healthy change before your brain can even process it. So how committed our bodies are to keeping us safe, right? It starts in the body, right? We will immediately contract, right? Your psoas, your nervous system, you're not safe, and then sends the signal up into the brain. And depending on how powerful that signal is, we might even get hijacked. So we no longer have, the capacity then to connect with that part of our brain, that reason and logic. Hey, Angela. Hey, friend. Welcome. Yes, Rob, right? He says, what a profound realization. Yes. And so when we are hijacked like that, then we're just down to our lizard brain, right? That lizard brain that goes into protection, to protect mode. So I know, my friends, I know. So many of the conversations about I feel stuck, how quickly can I change this? I can't see a way out of this, right? It's because we are kind of stuck in that repeat pattern of our bodies, of our nervous system. So, and that's why I repeat it a lot here, because I needed to hear this 50 million times. I needed to hear it over and over again in different contexts before my, the information started to really sink in. And as it started sinking in, I was like, oh my goodness, this sweet, sweet body, right? Oh, we need to learn to relax. Yes, and that's easier said than done if we don't know what that even feels like, if we don't have an embodied experience of that relaxing is a good thing. So, right, there's a lot of push and pull here. So how can we train that protective part of you to work with you instead of against you on your healing journey? So the two questions that I'm asking today. Thank you, Sharon. She's giving us an update. Before I go into the questions here, a little side note. Wanda says, yep, last year's, yes, thank you. Yes, you did. And I held on to that some days, Wanda. I am so glad, my friend, that you held on to that, because those kind of truths was what I held on to when I was in support groups and peer support groups, or was leaning on other survivors that were maybe a year or 2 or 5 ahead of me. I had to trust that if they could do it, I can do it. If they could figure this out, I can figure this out. And that is what got me through until I was able to finally have those lived experiences, right? The embodiment of those that changes myself. And I was able to like click, 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 put all the gears or the parts into right place where it all kind of aligned. And I'm like, that's what that looks like. That's what that feels like. That's what that sounds like. And that's where we find hope, right? When we actually feel and see that we too can make those changes. Sharon, thank you for sharing with us, Sharon. My medical tests went great. One more test. That's so awesome, Sharon. We are so excited for you. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Hey, Angela, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Good to see you. There you go, right? Wanda says, yes, it's still scary and hard, but I am sitting with the emotions better. And that's it, my friend, right? The emotions, right, are scary because, right, they're new. We didn't see anybody around us, model for us what it looked like to sit with their feelings, to express their feelings in a healthy way, right? And we don't know, is it ever going to take an end? Is it ever going to be over? Actually, let's see here. One of my handouts here, I'm preparing for another class that I'm teaching this week. So here is a visual on that resistance. Can you guys see this? Got a marker on here. So this is what usually happens, right? This is our feelings, like a wave on the ocean. The feeling happens. Yes, it's going to get a little more intense. And here's the duration of it. But when it starts, if we have never had feelings and we have no models, and it wasn't safe to express our feelings as children, and we didn't see any adults encourage, support, validate our feelings, then we go into trying to control. Can you guys see this? I'm trying to hold it up in front of two. So what do we learn? Eventually, and this is, again, we use mindfulness, we use tapping, we use TRE, we use self-care, all kinds of different modalities that we use to help with breath, breathing through it, instead of trying to force it, resist it, control it. We learn this, acceptance, right? We learn to trust the process. This is what trusting the process looks like. We allow. Make sense? Was that helpful? I love visuals like that. So 2 questions today. What healthy change are you resisting today? Right? And this is not a judgment. There you go, Wanda, right? She says, yep, that's it exactly. And what does this resistance feel like in your body? And what small step can you take to help your body work with you rather than against you? Right? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but I'm going to add a little more while you're thinking about this. So, right, when you immediately begin to feel resistance in your body, when you talk or hear about creating change, anybody relate to that? Right? That's me. Right? Change, no, that's risky, that's uncertainty. I'm good at this, right? I'm good at this. Exactly. Thanks, Wanda. Right? So when we feel that resistance, we tell ourselves, I want change. I'm setting this goal, right? I want this for myself. But then when we have to not just think about it, but actually take action, that's when we start to feel that tension in our bodies and that inner critic, like, who are you to think you can, or whatever your inner critic tells you, right? So, right, that's the time for a mindful intervention. Thank you, Chrisanne, right? Stop and tune into the resistance. Ask it why it feels the need to distance yourself from that change. And remember, those of you guys who work with me privately or have heard me say this before, right? How can we befriend the resistance? The resistance that's showing up in your body is there because it's kept you safe. It thinks you need protection. And yes, it's based it on historical data, right, in the past, that we have to remind it, right? Oh, wait a minute. That isn't what's happening here. So ask the resistance. What do you need, my friend? What do you need, sweet body, from me to feel safe? Ask the resistant why it feels like this, whatever you're exploring doing for your healing. Why does it feel like this method is better than this change? And you will tap into your fears, ancient fears that only become a part of you when you were exposed to danger and no one should ever have to face, right? That's where you are, Chrisanne. I hear you, my friend. I hear you, right? So how can we, right, when we honor your body and your nervous system and your brain, right, all your systems that have worked brilliantly to keep you safe, right? But because it's hard for it to recall anything other than, right, this, it's hard for it to release. This part is scared. So again, this is how we develop our adult self, when we help our body and the parts inside of us to see, hey, sweet body, I am here now. I often will put my hand on my heart, take a few deep breaths, try to draw from my head and into my heart, even feel myself sitting on the chair, feeling my feet on the ground. And it's like, hey, body, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I haven't left you. I'm here. I'm not asking you to do this alone, right? And so the more you do this work, often we will be introduced to different parts of ourselves that are inside, that have taken on different roles in order to protect us. right? And so how can we tell this body and tell those parts, I'm not going to ask you to do anything you don't want to do. And just by pausing, acknowledging their presence and letting them know we're here, often will help them to relax, right? And to let this resistance know, I am here now. I am on your side, right? I'm learning to accept, right? I'm learning to sit with, right? As these emotions, right? As they come up, instead of trying to control or resist or repress, I'm going to sit with it as it comes down, right? I'm building capacity so you can relax, right? So you can relax, so we can find peace. Because this is how we create our own inner struggle, right? So much of the struggle we think is out here. It's actually inside of us. And so much of it happens here, right? So I get it. I get it, my friends. And it feels like a lot of moving parts at time, right, Wanda and Chrisanne, right? And especially when we're in the thick of it, so to speak, right? When it's like we've entered this new space, and yes, we trust the process, we've been through it, but it's never fun or pretty when we're kind of in the process. It's hard to see our way out when it's kind of spinning around you and you're just trying to stay grounded the best you can. You know, self-regulating, breathing, right? Not losing yourself in the thought or the emotion. So, yeah, and it gets easier with practice, I know. But it's the practicing part that we should have had as children. The practicing of expressing ourselves fully engaged in all the range of emotion that humans are capable of having, that we feel like we are hijacked as grown-ups, right? So learning, okay, this is just a feeling, sweet body. This is just a feeling. Yeah, and this feels like a scary feeling because it's what I've in the past would have labeled a bad feeling, but it's just a feeling. It's just sadness. It's just, such big sadness, right? Or grief, or outrage. So it's like that muscle we're building. So thank you. So for listening to me here on my soapbox, I know I can go on a little tangent here with this. So Wanda shared with us her comments, her answers to the 2 questions. What healthy change are you resisting today? And remember, just noticing that resistance is the first sign, is the first step. And what does this resistance feel like in your body? And what small step, can you take to help your body work with you rather than against you? So Wanda shared with us, I'm happy to say at this current juncture of my journey, I am not resisting the change. Congratulations, Wanda. Congratulations. That is, deserves celebration. Because what do we know, right? Change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. And it just causes us so much struggle when we fight it and resist it and want to avoid it. You're welcome, Wanda. You're welcome. She goes on to say, right, that is not to say the resistance doesn't arise, right? It arises, right? It's energy that comes up, right? But I no longer ignore or fight against it. Whew, right? I sit with it, she says, I sit with myself and I allow the part of me that is feeling fear or sadness or any other emotion to simply be without judgment. I'm so happy for you, Wanda. That is a big deal, my friend. That is a big deal. And thank you so much for sharing your process, right? Because I know, and you have shared with us, right, how big of a struggle this was for you. And as you have learned to be kinder towards yourself and understand why this was hard, right, to give yourself some warmth and kindness and compassion. It was like there was never anything wrong with you. There was never anything wrong with any of us. We are all just a textbook example of adults that went through, right, terrible, awful, unspeakable things as children. Yes, right? Thank you, Sharon. Fantabulous. You are fantabulous. I love that. So that's brilliant. You know, and it's like, how, you know, yeah, and I can feel a little outraged just thinking about it. It's like how sad that we have been kind of robbed of this part of the human experience, is to feel, and we shouldn't be afraid of our feelings, right? That's inherently what it is to be human. Right? So celebrate that, Wanda, because also our capacity to feel the heart. Hey, Denise. Hey, friend. Our capacity to feel what we experience as the hard, not as delightful and pleasant and joyful feelings, right? That also expands your capacity into feeling, you know, the gratitude, the joy, the play, the love. It expands in both directions, even though it feels like sometimes these big, harder feelings are like a black hole. I actually see it as like you're cleaning out the gunk. It's like you're in there because you're cleaning out. You're cleaning out. It needs to be expressed. It's coming up in the system so it can be released and let go of. And that's what you're doing. So she goes on to tell us here, the resistance generally starts with racing thoughts of what was. There you go, Sharon, learning to recognize my feelings. Yep, so important. So Wanda is sharing with us, the resistance generally starts with raising thoughts of what was, a tightening of my jawline and shoulders, right? That makes a lot of sense, right? We clench down, and shoulders are directly related to, right, the psoas down here in your core. And when we contract our psoas, it pulls your upper body forward. So in your shoulders, you're feeling the pull inward. I intentionally breathe. I tap, change the conversation in my head with what my heart knows to be true. And I have learned to reach out to my supporters and ask for what I need. At least for today. Yes, my friend Wanda, that's exactly it. Because with some of this awareness, and as we get to experience it, it also, right, brings a little humility to it. It's like, yeah, being in this human body and working with all these systems, it's hard work. And okay, today I got this. We'll see about tomorrow. So, and that's a good start. Let's just celebrate today for now. So, but how brilliant, my friend. And I'm so happy to see you writing out your process, writing out your experience, because in doing so, you're validating your own experience, right? And you are putting more language to our experience, right? And the language and the word is what our brain needs to create new stories, new context, right? For what we're experiencing, because that's what the mind does. It's always making meaning. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? How does that impact me and my story? Is this a new story, an old story, right? So it helps the mind. So that's why journaling about things, writing out things that you're experiencing it, and documenting what you're going through. And then the best, right? You share it with others, right? When we get to relive it by teaching it is really when we kind of solidify the experience for ourselves. So it's that social engagement piece, right? When we share it with others, we bring it more into more of a lived experience. Right, Wanda? Yep. And sometimes it's just this hour. Yep, I got it. Yes, Chris Ann shares with us, my healthy change I am resisting today. I'm listening to my body and not the voices. Excellent. I am listening to my body, right? And not the voices. Are the voices in the head? I'm assuming that the voices, when you say not the voices, are the voices in the head or are the voices also in the body? She says, I've been doing good with it lately, and yesterday and today I am struggling to do so. I hear you, Chrisanne. I hear you, my friend. And life is a roller coaster ride, right? And this healing thing is not a straight shoot. It's not just I'm walking up the ladder or these steps. There is I'm up 2 steps and 1 step back, or I'm 1 step up and then I have to go 2 steps back. So here's a little insight, Chrisanne. And I just want to celebrate you too, because I know you are having amazing breakthroughs yourself, recognizing some healthy changes and making some really powerful new choices. So it's so important that we not be hard on ourselves. That's why I appreciate you, Wanda, being lighthearted about it. Yes, right? That when we then, after having some good, or what we think is good or successful or feeling better, we tend to be so hard on ourselves when in our perception, this is a bad day or this is a hard day, right? So I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Right? Just to remember, right, that you too will get through this. Now that you do have some good days, right? You do remember those good days, right? And that inner critic and those negative voices, they sometimes, what really helped me to put it into perspective was that fear and those lies, really those lies that had taken up way too much space in my head and my body for so long, they fight for their life, right? And they need more. Fear needs fear to feed on itself, right? And so for me, yes, as I learned to befriend the resistance, I also got to recognize kind of the tone of the fear or the language that the fear or the inner critic would use, right? It's that little, it's like they always know the hook, like how to get us. And, you know, after a while, we may not always catch it right away, but then maybe we can look back and it's like, oh, I missed it. It snuck in. It snuck in. That old lie that I'm not good enough, or who am I to think that I'm worthy of peace, or that, you know, things are going to go my way, or if they are good, oh my gosh, it's just a matter of time before it falls apart again, right? So Yes, you are doing great. Exactly. Exactly. And it's the handling it, right? That's the handling it, living it, accepting it, being with it through the duration and the intensity that you're expanding, right? You're going from being this small into a human that has this much capacity for living, right? So accepting, right? Just like, this is a hard feeling. This is really a difficult moment right now. Thank you, Angela. I'm glad you found us. Yes, we got some amazing people here. So glad you're here. Yes, my friend Chrisanne, you're not so sure who is sad today. Okay, my friend, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, this sadness is, right? Sometimes it's just so big, it takes over everything. It takes up all the space, right? So you're honoring the sadness, right? There was a lot of sadness for a long time. And just because you're feeling it doesn't mean, like often when we feel it, we feel like we have to, it's not good to feel, right? I shouldn't be sad. I shouldn't be feeling this sadness. I shouldn't be crying. I shouldn't be grieving. It's like, is it okay to be sad for today or for a couple of days, right? There was a lot of sad things that happened. So much sadness, right? And inside, maybe that little girl, right? This is little Svava. Maybe in there, that little girl who was just like, can someone just help me with the sadness? The sadness feels so big, right? So you are, my friend, honoring your truth by helping the feelings to come up, to be expressed. Yep, I'm feeling sad today. This is sadness, right? So you're doing a beautiful job, Chrisanne. And that's it. Also, my friends, the safer we feel in this body, your body is so wise. Like peeling the onion, right? One layer at a time. It brings to us one little bit at a time. Can we please feel this so we can let it go? Can we please feel this so we can let it go? Can we please feel this to let it go? And some of the other tools are also helpful, right? The tapping, right? Because we are energy. We're made out of energy. So how can we help the energy to move? We are multidimensional beings. Yes, we need to heal our mind. We need to understand the mind, how the mind works and how it processes. We need to understand our emotions. We need to understand our feelings. Why do we feel so much? Right? Where do these feelings come from? What's the information? What is being brought to me? So it's all part of being human. And the more we allow ourselves to feel, we expand our capacity, yes, to feel the hard stuff, but also comes with it. Right? It's like, wow, I'm really strong. I can really feel some tough stuff. Wow, I really appreciate how strong I am, my capacity to feel. This is powerful. Yeah, wow, this is good. I know, Chrisanne, and you are not a failure. No one can fail in feeling. There's no failure in feeling your feelings. And I know a lot of people are not comfortable with our feelings. And feeling our feelings doesn't mean we're stuck in being a victim. There's a difference, right? It's important. A lot of healing, or a lot of people want to go through the healing without the feeling. You can't. That's often why people are stuck. It's like you'll end up recreating the thing you need to feel. It's calling you back. Nope, you're not done. Nope, you're not done. Nope, you're not done. Right? We can't bypass. We can't just talk about it. We have to feel it. So you are not failing, Chrisanne. This is you doing the deep, deep, hard heart work of healing. And there is no easy way out or through it, but it is, the only way out is through it. And it's really going through it where we kind of come heart to heart with ourselves. And also when you like see and feel what you've been feeling, that's also where you like, wow, I appreciate myself, how strong I am, like how much hurt I've been holding. I hear you, Chrisanne, and I hope that was okay. I hear you. And that's part of being human. Some days we are proud and okay, and some days there's just so much sadness. It's asking to be expressed. It's asking to be felt, to be heard, so we can release it. So we celebrate you, my friend. So can I ask all of us here to please put our hands on our hearts? Let's send Chrisanne some love. And hey, Chrisanne, if you're okay with it, I will send you some Reiki, but I just need a yes from you. I need you to say yes to receive it, but I'm inviting all of you guys to, if you can and feel called to put hand on your heart and then drop into your heart. And just from your heart, feel that warmth from your hand first on your body, and remind your body you're here, you're here, you're here. And slowly let that warmth expand into your body. And then from your heart, let's just send Chrisanne some love. Just within your mind's eye or from your heart, just think to yourself, we are sending Chrisanne some love. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you for that encouragement for your friend. You in the murky middle. It is rough, ugly, funky, but you got this. You got this. You got this. Well, I hope you're feeling the love, because it is coming your way, my friend. And while we are here, let's send love to all our tribe members, all of you that are here and watching this live. We are sending you love and gratitude, appreciation for you being here. We see you, we hear you, and we feel you. You belong, my friend. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are cared for. Yes, yes, yes. You may not know it, but there is love here for you. Yes, for you and you. Even when your mind says, I doubt it, I'm here to tell you this love is here for you too. I hope you are all receiving, my friends, the beauty of dropping into our hearts in a community and in a circle and sending love out to others. You also get to receive. That's the power of love, my friends. Love has no agenda, just here to lift up, to bring light and truth and connection. I don't know about you guys, this feels so lovely. I just want to say a little thank you to all the survivors, all the victims of abuse, trauma, neglect that have gone before us, that have showed us the way. We are standing on their shoulders today. And we are honored to plant seeds for our fellow survivors, right? That are just behind us. Not even behind us, that are shoulder to shoulder with us. I don't believe in hierarchy. We're all in this together, my friends. And we welcome one and we welcome all into our circle. Because none of us is healing in isolation. We heal in community. We heal in circles. So thank you, my friends. Thank you, Chris Ann, for your courage, for being vulnerable today, for letting us know how we could support you. That's a sign of healing, my friend. When we show up with our hearts and ask for support, right? That's you declaring, I'm doing this, right? But I need help. because we all need help and support at some point. And we need to shift, right, how the world views, people that are hurting, right? It's not a sign of weakness. Someone that's hurting has actually opened their heart, right? They've risked open up to knowing the truth about what it is to be human, and that is to feel. It's your birthright, my friends. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you so much for participating with me in this little, whatever this was, sharing of love with anyone who was in need right now. And again, Chrisanne, I hope you felt that. We see you, we celebrate you, my friend. You give so much, you work so hard. You have such a big heart. So it makes me so happy to be able to give back to you, because I know you pay it forward, 10 times, 100 times. So I hope you give yourself the grace of you needed a day just to be home with yourself today, with your heart. So good for you. Good for you. So thank you, sweet friends. Our hour is almost up here today. Thank you so much. If you're here with us for the first time, I hope you'll join with us again. Again, we were working our way through my book, one page, sometimes, right, one breath at a time. You can get the book. It's available on Amazon or Kindle. And we do have a closed Facebook group where our members will share their journal entries from the book. And I am here on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So feel free to jump in and be a part of the conversation and chat. And I'm sorry on Periscope, I'm in broadcast mode only over here. Got my handful with my tribe's members here on YouTube. But if this conversation was helpful or inspiring or supportive to you, please give me a thumbs up over here on YouTube. Of course, the hearts are so lovely over here on Periscope. And if you had an aha moment, anything that came to light for you as of our sharing, I'd love to see your comments in the comment section below the video. And also, if you'd like to learn more about how I support survivors on the healing journey, please visit my website, svavabrooks.com. And I'm actually super excited. Just got my new website up and running. Just lots of good stuff on there. I'm starting to upload more and more of the interviews that I've done in the past, both video and podcast interviews and written. I've been asked to write in interviews, so love to share all that content. So much content. So anyways, my friends, that's it for today. I hope you have a beautiful, gentle rest of the day. A few of you I will see tomorrow in our mindfulness class, and I'll see you guys on, thank you, Wanda. I will see you back here on Thursday. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll get notifications when I go live. And with that, thanks so much, my friends. Thank you for sharing your beautiful hearts and spirits and for being here and support each other. And thank you, Angela, for your lovely comment. This is an amazing group. Yes, it is. What you see in this space is just so much authenticity, so much grace and courage and vulnerability. And to me, that is all strength and love. Love for yourselves and love for this community. And we're excited to grow it together. Thanks, friends. Have a beautiful rest of the day. I'll see you all soon. Bye now. Thanks, Wanda.